my name is Vivian, and I've been coming to Impact since 2012, and I am happy to share the testimony which is a gift that God has given me. So I actually grew up in a Christian family and in a Christian house, and I was the only child in the house. And so as I was growing up, I really thought that I was living like a Christian person. And then as the years went by and I went to college, I started to feel like a lot of things were not right in my life, in my heart. And at that time, I was just doing what I thought was good. I didn't think about what God wanted for me. Even though I called myself a Christian, I really don't think that I truly could be considered a Christian. So in 2011, I started to ask God for, even though I wasn't going to church anymore, I started to ask God for help, because I felt my life was just living week by week. All I was doing was going to work, coming home every day, looking forward to Fridays, just like any other person, and not having a real purpose in my life. And at that time I was in a relationship. I wasn't living like a Christian, let me just tell you that. And but I had a cry for the Lord, and I felt something was not right. So I asked the Lord to show me a church. But at that time, I honestly thought that there was no church in California. And I seriously considered having to move to another state to find a church, because the experiences I had before were not very positive. But then the search began in 2011. And in 2012, I received a phone call from my cousin. At that time, my cousin and I weren't talking as much, even though he was my neighbor. And he called me one day, and he said, "Hey Vivian, do you want to come to church with me?" And naturally I said, "Of course," because first of all, my cousin was calling me, and second of all, it's an answered prayer, because I had visited churches in 2011, but I just didn't feel like it was home. So I said yes to going with my cousin. But there is a story behind that, and I want to share this because this is how it is truly the beginning of an amazing testimony that God, that He created. And this is the story. Before I got the phone call, before my cousin called me, there is a backside story. So my uncle, which is my cousin's father, was having car problems one day, and he decided to pull over to the side, and it was nighttime. Coming home from work, he decided to pull over, and he popped the hood open and was trying to figure out what was wrong with his car. And then, to no avail, he couldn't fix the car. And it's nighttime, so remember that. Come along is this young woman in a little car. She pulls over, she comes out of the car, and she asks my uncle, "How can I help you? What's going on?" And my uncle said, of course, well, my car is messed up. And so she asked him, she said, "Can I pray for your car?" And my uncle kind of just laughed. He was like, "Okay, sure, why not?" So she prayed for my uncle's car, and the car miraculously started. My uncle was shocked, and he said, "You need to speak to my son," and that is my cousin. And that person, that young woman, ended up being one of the members at Impact. Her name is Sarah. So that is how my cousin found out about Impact, and that's how I ended up at Impact. So in 2012, I came to Impact Sunday worship, and as soon as I got in here, the atmosphere was it was home. I felt the Spirit of God, and I was immediately in tears, and I see people are dancing, and I just knew I was home. Ever since then, life was never the same again. I'm here to testify that, I'm not the kind of person that, I can't say, "Hey, my life before, I used to be a druggie, I used to be an alcoholic." I don't have that testimony, but I do have a different testimony. I think it's very common. In America, there are people out there who live day to day looking forward to every single weekend. I know there's somebody out there right now who is looking for a purpose in your life, you're looking for a purpose, I want to tell you that God has a plan for you. There is a purpose. There is a reason, a divine reason why you're here, and God loves you so much. Even though, you might say, I can't relate to Vivian because Vivian wasn't a druggie, she wasn't an alcoholic, but I was living a worldly life. I was doing things that weren't pleasing to the Lord. And whatever, just because it's good doesn't mean it's from the Lord. I just want to let you know that the only way to get close to Him, you just have to cry out. Just ask Him, and He will respond, just like He responded for me. And a lot of things changed in my life, and I just want to encourage each and every one of you. Please, if you feel the hunger, just ask Jesus into your life. Just say, God, I need you. I can't live Monday through Friday. I can't just live for Saturday and Sunday. There's a lot of people out there like that, and I know there's someone watching this and who knows it. You're looking forward to shopping, you're looking forward to eating. Let me tell you, it won't satisfy you. You're always going to want more, but Jesus is the wellspring of life. He is the only way to live. So there's a lot of testimonies that came after that. A lot of things changed after that. It's just too long for me to explain, but long story short, I have a new life. God has blessed me. I feel I have a purpose now, and I just want to share that and encourage each one of you that you are loved and there is a purpose for you. Thank you.